Hi, and welcome to the Liz Experiment YouTube channel. This is the channel where I record field notes from architecting my best life. And I am here in Lyle, Washington, in the beautiful Columbia River Gorge. And I'm here with my friends today, Kelly.
Hello.
And Henry.
What's up?
Henry has a very special talent he would like to show all of us. So I'm going to give it camera over to him for a few minutes.
So, got this bow at Christmas 2 years ago, and it's a pretty nice bow, even though it's not like one of the compound bows, but it's a really nice bow. And I do pretty good shots with it.
Whoa!
Nice.
Good shot.
Good job, buddy.
Good job.
All right.
Thanks for sharing. He disappeared like Spider-Man, people. So doing something a little bit different today. As I said, I'm here in Lyle, and this was the place I lived before I went on the road and started the Liz Experiment. I know.
Amazing adventure.
It's been amazing. So that was back in June. Kelly was a dear friend that I made here, and we were talking. We spent the day together, and she was like, "I would like to interview you on the channel," and I said, "Okay." So here we are. So what would you like to ask?
Well, first I'd just like to say thank you for making the journey and making this a spot on your experiment.
Well, thank you for hosting me, by the way. She's an amazing friend.
Of course. I just think that it's a really courageous move to just kind of do your own thing.
Thank
and
you.
I'm a fan of that. I guess my question is, was there a turning point of some event that happened to make you decide to do a 180 in life and take it by the reins?
You know, my eye doctor here in White Salmon asked me that today. And because we have, existential conversations all the time. And I think there was one of the biggest turning points is when I was living on Maui and I was still working. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to live in one place. Like, I can literally work from paradise. And so after that, I was on Maui for about 5 months, and I came back to Washington, and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta keep going. And I think another big part of it for me was this realization that even though I was making a community, I didn't feel invested in that or in much of anything. And I wanted to understand why, and I wanted to understand myself better. So
that, again, is courageous. I think many people find it easier to go through life kind of numbing out.
Right.
And not making things harder than they have to be.
Yeah, and I was just telling you today, so Kelly is also a very talented healer and a massage therapist, and she was amazing, even though she kicked my you-know-what in the massage today, but she gave me an amazing massage, and I was explaining that I need, as much as I love the gorge, and that's one of the things I learned this week was how much I feel like this is my home. Like, I love this town. I love the people here. I have some really great friendships, and how amazing is where you live.
It's an amazing place. We've got Mount Adams to the north and Mount Hood to the south, and one is just this majestic, gentle female energy, and Mount Hood is more masculine and aggressive, and so the balance is kind of right here in the middle, right?
And then you have this beautiful body of water with the river, but if I were to settle in one place right now, I think it would be, what I was saying was, it would be too easy for me to numb out again and kind of stop that exploration. So, I think everybody does it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something I didn't want to do anymore.
And so what is the next chapter? What does that look like?
So I leave the gorge on Monday. I fly back east, and then I take my game to Europe. And then I kind of don't have any plan. And that was something else I learned this week. Viewers, I'm used to saying listeners on the podcast, was that I wanted more spontaneity in life. And so I'm purposely not planning as much. However, as soon as I did that, Kelly and others told me they need a pet/house sitter in the gorge. So, but I did mention earlier on the show that I'm trying to do more sits that don't involve pets or that involve situations where I can travel for a day or two if I need to for work. So keep that in mind, viewers.
There'll
please.
be a really fun part to watch while she's here, while she's learning to be an apiarist and
I don't know that
help
word.
with my bees. 2 hives of bees that it's pretty exciting. They came out today with pollen on their
Oh,
legs, which is a good sign. They're getting a nice start so far.
how fun.
And then we have chickens, so Liz will be learning how to be a chicken wrangler.
Chicken wrangler.
We do have a dog that will help with that. She thinks she's
Yeah.
the chicken boss.
I think she was on the video. I think.
yeah, I think she's
Yeah,
somewhere
if you
around
see
here.
her name is
Lila.
Lila.
Or the town we live in, yeah. And then we also have 2 cats.
Mm.
Yeah, so she'll be busy.
It's a little intimidating now. Very much so. So what else? What else do you want to know?
What's the most exciting place you're headed to in Europe for you, and why?
I'm really excited to go to Portugal.
Yes, I agree.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4 countries while I'm there, and 3 of them I've never been to before. So that whole concept is exciting. But one of the places I'm most excited to be is Portugal, because I will be in one place for a month.
Oh, that'll be great.
And I've always wanted to kind of live like a local in a European
Portugal.
town.
Yeah,
you
in
know,
particular.
why not? So I'm looking
Winning
forward to
right
that.
here.
Yeah. Says the person who's like, thanks for letting me stay at your place because I don't have a home.
It's all right. You've got a lot of homes now.
Yeah,
It sounds like
it's
you've
true.
had some really great connections with the people, and I feel like that's something I'm looking forward to in your writing
Yes.
and podcasts. And you know, that was what we talked about last night, is the connection of coming into someone's house in an altruistic gesture. I think that is a really magical way to begin any relationship.
Yeah, and I was explaining to Kelly last night, and I don't know how well I did because there was some champagne involved, but yeah, that's the most beautiful part, really. It's reconnecting to myself through other people, and having a shared value system of I don't do this for money. This is just a place to live, and they're providing me a safe place to live, and I'm providing them and their loved ones safety and care. So that's been really fulfilling, a really fulfilling part. But it's super interesting, and I was thinking last night after our conversation that of a great book title. Now I forgot the book title.
I'm just here for the beer.
That's
That
the
was
first
one.
book. That's the first. But then the other one, Living Other People's Lives.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right,
I love
because
that.
that's what I'm doing. In
Yeah.
essence, I'm stepping into their
We're all
home.
so curious.
Yeah, I'm going through their routine. I'm figuring out where everything is in their house. I'm sure I'm putting it in different places where they're not. I'm sure they're going crazy
It's a fun game you add.
right. It's a
little
challenge,
bonus, little bonus gift.
Yeah, but it's been that part of it has been. I had a good friend who watches the channel, and thanks, Anne, and she mentioned in a comment on one of the other videos that, like, you learn so much about yourself by kind of, I want to say taste testing, even though it's a weird analogy, but taste testing other people's lives.
Being in relation to
Yeah.
one another.
Right.
In relationship.
Right. And then, to yesterday I left Bend and I drove up here, and like, I did the morning routine with the dog, and they literally came back into their home and did the evening. It was just like,
Seamless.
yeah. But then I also had these beautiful moments. Like, they took me out to, I think I mentioned last week, they took me out to dinner for my birthday, and like, so that's pretty cool as well. But then you see some weird things.
I'm.
You know?
Can you? Can you share any kind of maybe standouts in that
Well,
weird category?
There's a child and a dog and some chickens in the yard. But let's just say it involved.
Later, after that wine we're gonna have later.
Let's say it involved a red light. Who was with me? It was strange.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Well,
So.
I like red.
So what else? Is there anything else?
Let's
You had so
see.
many good questions earlier.
Between now and Europe, where are you going?
New York.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to the home.
Yeah, my
home.
sister-in-law is going to be having her first child in June. So my first nephew or niece, so it's a nephew, and her baby shower. I almost said wedding shower because I'm like, but her baby shower is when I'm going to be in New York City, I'll go upstate to where they live and hang out.
Is this the first nephew?
Grandchild
Nice.
in the whole family, yeah.
Wow, that's
Oh, yeah.
exciting.
Could potentially be the only, knowing my family, but we'll see. I don't know. So, and then I'll be going into the city for meetings, and my business partner is flying in from LA. That sounded way more official than I am, by the way, but
You're so big time.
yeah, I'm
You
like,
are.
she's flying in from LA.
Are you wearing stilettos while you say that?
No, because I
Well.
gave them away. Okay, so viewers, this was another thing that happened to me this week, is I gave away most of the rest of my stuff that was in my car because I'm turning my car in on Monday. And so I no longer have a pair of high heels.
She's on a backpack now, folks.
I'm just backpacking. Just
Nuts.
what every 37-year-old person should do.
Yeah, less is the new more, for real.
For real.
In every way. It really is.
Well, okay, we have time for one more question. If you have one more question, no pressure.
Okay, I always like Liz stories. They're my favorite thing.
Oh.
And so I'd like a story about your favorite pet that you've met in this journey.
There's no favorite pet, but one of the favorite stories is about the special needs cat I watched in Charlotte named Pickle.
Oh, Pickle. Cute.
I could tell you a lot of funny stories about Pickle. However, Pickle reminds me of another Pickle that I sat, who was this bulldog mix in
Pickles
Oakland.
remind you of each other a lot.
Apparently. So that Pickle had a friend, brother dog friend in the house named Sammy. So Pickle and Sammy in Oakland were great pets.
Cute. Funny.
They were very, very energetic. And the special needs cat Pickle in Charlotte, let's just say she was special.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
well, I told Kelly I wanted to try to get my videos shorter, but I'm sure she could ask
I think
many
we did
more
good.
amazing questions.
You could yak all day.
We could yak all day. We will. In
chilling,
fact, we're gonna
chilling.
go have some wine after this.
Yeah,
potentially.
that was my treat.
That was the plan. But I wanted to thank you for watching the channel, and gosh, I guess next week I'll be recording from the East Coast. I'll have to say goodbye to you,
Oh,
but I'll be back to
Yes,
watch some
you will.
chickens and bees.
that'll be fun. episode. You should check that one out.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. And if you want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe by clicking the button below. And as always, please comment and let me know how you're living your best life, or if anything I'm saying makes sense or doesn't. If you have any advice or thoughts or just support, I would appreciate it. But until next time, thanks for watching.
Toodaloo.